Howdy, hello folks. It's another video. This one is the first of the new setup. So yeah, we're gonna figure this out. You, me, and anybody else who's along for the ride. Today I want to record Vintage Story because I've got a bit of extra time on my hands. I figure I might as well. So Vintage Story is kind of visibly a Minecraft style game. Briefly, I'll show you the world that me, my wife, and my little brother were working on. And then here, briefly afterwards, we're going to start up a new one explicitly for this recording. Or, well, not this specific recording, but explicitly for these recordings for me to post them online. I'm not sure how much of what I know is new, how much is stuff that people already know, but I figure it can't ever hurt to be, yet another body on the bandwagon, right? So this one is not initially survival mode, or is not initially creative mode, but I've been working on things with creative so that I can get at an idea for how windmills work. The music is decidedly funky. So we have a hell of hammer here. This is my little forging setup. I really should move this out a tile. Because there's no sense working it under that shelf. Unfortunately, I built our house like right on top of a cave, so occasionally monsters appear, and I decided this was a really good use of like an hour to just put in all this firewood. So we have a little storage nook. We'll have a similar storage nook over here, no doubt. This back here is our entryway. We've got a kitchen through here with some lovely stained glass windows that my wife made using the chiseling feature. Fire pits with pots, as you do. And then in here we have the pantry that's associated. And then down here we have what I have begun referring to as the catacombs. It's a series of connected, cascading cellars. So if you duck down here, you can just run all the way to the end. It used to connect, I'll show you in a moment, it used to connect with a stone platform above that was the forge, except, with the movement of the forge, we no longer have that option, so to speak. I've chiseled these stairs myself because I decided I really liked the look of actually having mobile stairs. Yeah, we've got a barrel of salt here so we can salt some meats. This contains the parts that I used for each of these lovely bits, as well as all of her survival mode stuff. We have lanterns all around because I like the way they light up the world. And then if we come up here, actually, this will be the second floor at some point. But it has a couple windmills running, a pulverizer, the hammer, which you've already seen, and then our quern, which has this fancy little walk-up deal. So I don't actually know how this works, and that's what I'm keen to learn. So I think it is that it has to have a stack stored up in it, but that it will process through it as it goes. So that gives me some ideas for like having excess storage. Notably, I think I'm gonna have one trunk up near the top that feeds into a quern that then mills it and sends it down into trunks, which then also send it further down and into a trunk. The idea being all of our crop that needs to be ground can be ground all at once. We're right up on the ocean side, so we have this lovely view of things. This is our harbor. Figured that was a worthwhile, addition to the video. I'm not gonna go show off my little brother's part of the world yet. I don't think he's ready for it. But yeah, that's a lot of this wound up getting built in survival mode, which kind of sucks because I'd have preferred to have done it all by hand, or had to be done in creative, which kind of sucks because I'd have preferred to be doing it in survival. I think it's more, I don't know, it just feels better in survival mode. But, here we are. This is the materials that I used largely to build the house in survival, and then I just kept building in creative. So, there's that. Let's see. I really would prefer to not have screen tearing if I can get VSync mode. On, please. Yeah, I'll take a little bit of stuttering and hiccup over having screen tear. Yeah, so we've got bushes of stuff, and there are wolves and bears that live in the woods over yonder. We can't seem to get rid of them. But, yeah, that's the world that she and I were playing on for basically ever. And now we are going to go in for, call it recording. Okay, and then I'm actually going to customize it. So game mode is survival, infinite lives. I'm only going to give myself 10. Random respawn, yada yada. 10 days before monsters appear. Drop inventory. They stay on the ground for 30 minutes. Seasons are enabled. We'll say that they take 30 days per month. True winters is accurate. Block gravity for sand and gravel is polite. Cave-ins are allowed. I'll say there's fire from lightning, allow underground farming, do not prevent liquid source block movement, normal HP, normal regen. I'm going to slow the hunger rate down by a lot though. Lung capacity for a full 60 seconds, body temperature hardness is 10%, or ton C. So that's the lowest temperature you can survive outside before you start freezing. Is about 10C, which will actually bump down to 5. Our walk speed will set to be normal. Creature aggressive. Creature strength is normal. Creature swim speed I'm going to slow down a little. Food spoilage I'm going to slow down by half. Tree saplings should grow faster. Slightly faster. Tool durability, I'm actually going to knock that up a little bit. Tool mining speed, also knock it up a little bit. Pro picks, 6 blocks. Micro block chiseling is stone, wood, and bricks. I'm actually going to change that to be most cubic. We'll go with coordinate, world map, color accurate, lore content, and clutter is obtainable. So, I like if repaired by glue. Temporal stability. This is the one where it's going to get, I guess, the most I think this is the one where it's going to get the most maybe controversial. I'm turning off temporal stability and storms. I'm not interested in dealing with them. Rifts are off. I'm going to say gears can be used an infinite amount of time. And sleeping during storms is allowed. Not that it would matter. Climate distribution is realistic. Land cover is 97.5%, which I think I'm actually going to bump down to about 90. Land cover scale, this is how much ocean will be between pieces of land, which is fine at 500. I'm going to say geologic activity is uncommon, not rare. landform scale. I think we go for slightly larger at 120. World width. This one I am going to set for 2 million blocks. World edge is traversable. Polar equator distance, we're going to say, is 400,000 blocks. Story structures. Distance is pretty beefy. Global temperature is normal. Global precipitation is normal. Forestation is fine. Deposit spawn rate. This I'm going to leave. I'm actually going to bump it up to 120. Surface copper will be uncommon. Surface tin will be rare. Snow and ice are enabled. Multiplayer is fully allowed. So, that's that. I believe I have just had a DoorDash arrive, so I'm going to go check for that real quick. I will be right back while this loads up. Be right back. Back. I've got the DoorDash that my lovely wife ordered for me because she is absolutely fantastic. I adore her very much. Now that to continue, I personally am not an incredibly light-skinned individual, but this is not. I don't think this is quite accurate to my skin tone, so I'm just gonna go with the one that I think is most fun. Go with alabaster for now. Basic white boy behavior. Give me the breeches as my underwear. We actually have a decent amount of options for our... Oh, damn it. Well, I think Yep, just set us to the character we were given. Wonder if I can reset that without needing to go to like a tailor. I don't know. Oh well. So we've got some basalt around. This here's a trader. So traders are going to be invaluable, at least early game. So who knows where they actually are right now, but they're probably pretty close around. Can't build or destroy here, it belongs to the trader. That's fine. I'll take the basalt here. And then, if I remember correctly, yeah, basalt can be napped into tools, which is pretty nice. Who knows what the trader is, though? That looks like a quartz deposit on the surface. That looks like, yeah, that's obsidian. So yeah, that's going to be a marking. Here is obsidian. Do that. Make this. And boom. Okay. I don't have any use for wild daisies just yet. What I do need is to find... Is this papyrus? No, this is tool. That's unfortunate. Looks like we're in a mesa-type biome. That looks like a rabbit. Maybe something else. Oh, that's a fox kid. Okay. Take some extra basalt boulders. Ooh, that's a long way down. What is this I'm seeing on the mini-map up there? Can't fly. There's granite in the area and slate. It's nice. Those are both decently hard rocks. Okay. But for now, let's set to work. I need a knife. Notably, I need to go find some trees, because I need sticks for all of my things. I need an axe head. And I need a spearhead. The spear to defend myself, the knife is to pick up a lot of the odds and ends that I'm going to need early game. And the... Oh, I didn't even get to pick my class. I'm just a commoner. Damn, that's a shame. This time I was actually going to pick something other than commoner. Okay, so I have a stick. That's 2. Branchy leaves have a guaranteed stick drop. All you have to do is break them. Which is pretty neat. I saw the leaves shuddering in the wind. That looks like a deer. Cool. So there's deer in the area here then. That looks like black currant, which will be our... Yeah, that'll be our early game food then. Turned up the timer on how long berry bushes take to flower and whatnot. Now take a full month. Well, a full 30 days. Those are carrots, which I'm going to want to harvest so I can get some carrot seeds. Next item is I actually need some cattails. That's something. Need some cattails, because I need cattails in order to make my cattail baskets. That's your first storage items are either cattail or papyrus baskets. I don't consider myself an overly experienced player in any regard, but I do know a decent amount about this particular game. I've played for a while. If my display of that other world, you know, didn't prove that already. That big purple splotch to our southwest now is just a whole bunch of catmint, I think, with some odds and ends like fire flowers in it. Now I have a hand basket. And very... Ooh, that's spelt. Nope, sorry, I lied. It's rye. Which is even better, because that gives us rye seeds. Almost guaranteed every time. It looks like black currant. Go ahead and harvest all of these. Because anywhere I decide to set up base, I want to plant that black currant as early as possible. That way I can get some berries out of it. So this is Tool. Tool makes thatch when it's harvested with a knife, which is helpful but not useful enough right now. What do we have here? Stone path, some cobblestones. Looking around, there's not a whole lot going on here, other than a lot of tool. So maybe I'll put down a marker and mark this area as like heavy. is just kind of something I want to forage later, probably. Say it's a green, just for the heck of it. Okay. So yeah, every black currant bush, I'm just going to go ahead and pick up now, as I pass them. I totally did not register that as black currant. Ooh, this has native copper bits. Lots of native copper. This is huge. That is copper really early. Actually. That's obsidian stone. Okay. Very neat. So, this being a basalt region does mean that there is some chance for volcanic activity in the area. So I'm gonna want to be a little careful about any like holes I jump into. Is that not a black currant bush? No, it was cranberry bush. Well, let me leave those then. I'm interested in black currant because it's the one that I found first, and as a result stacks with what I've already got. That's the long and short of it. So we can actually hit C now and display the outside temperature is 14 degrees Celsius, and as a result our body temperature is 36 or 37.6. Yeah, a lot of the early game with this is harvesting cattails. I need to find a region that has clay so that I can gather that and begin work on clay forming, because that's going to be instrumental to my progression. Because I can't do anything with this copper until I find clay to shape into a crucible and some molds. So I do need to find clay relatively early. I would prefer to be moving north of it. Looks like there's a decent amount of grassland up here to the northwest. That and those look like pine trees, so into my preferred biome, which is to say I actually really like the more pine heavy biome. They tend to be quite wooded. Tends to be more wooded. It tends to give you a lot more lumber per tree, which in turn means that I don't have to fight so hard to get lumber. I can cut one tree and wind up with a decent amount. Cut this rye. Let me go ahead and get these out of my basket. That way, the next time I have 10 of them handy, I can just go ahead and make that third basket. But I've described this as Minecraft decides to have you like hit every button along the way, basically. Which is, I think, accurate. I also told friends of mine that the typical process of making planks takes about 30 hours. So I'm hoping that this will be proof enough that that's not quite accurate, and that it can be, you know, knocked down to a pretty healthy 4 or 5 if given a fair shake. But who knows, to be completely honest. So yeah, we're in a position to do some work and prove either right or wrong, one way or the other. My statement on how long it takes to actually like do anything productive in this game, quote unquote. Because I could right now go cut down trees. It just serves no purpose for me. I need to be quite nomadic initially in order to keep moving. I need to be quite nomadic initially in order to keep moving so I can stay relatively light until I'm ready to settle down. But now that I have all 4 of my baskets, I no longer need to like go nuts hunting down cattails for anything other than neat chests. But I'm gonna keep being a little nuts and hunting them down because cattails are just kind of a useful thing to have around. I do need to move my tools so that they are in the right position. Okay. So I keep reaching up to hit 1 and accidentally pulling out a rock. Well, that's not helpful. So, yeah, there's more quartz over here, which I will need for when I decide to do glass making. I was gonna say I heard something make noise over here. Turns out it was a baby bird. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna keep trying to move as much as possible. It sounds like I scared something. Oh, it's a pig. It's a boar. In that case I should leave it alone. So the meat that boar drops I can't use yet because I haven't placed down a fire pit at all. Which, speaking of, I should gather a healthy amount of dry grass just while I'm walking around. This is probably plenty for now. That's more foxes. It's red currant. Now, what I understand about finding clay is that it's important to look around sea level. So I'm trying not to like climb any mountains or anything too major. But oh, there's another trader. A couple of them probably. Yeah. And another ruin. What's your name? Hello, Miguel. What's your name? What are you? You're an artisan. And here we go. Building materials. That's fantastic. I can sell him tin bronze, bismuth bronze. Okay. There are 3 carts here, though. Not including necessarily their storage cart. Oh, I can just take their firewood. Cannot build or destroy here. It belongs to trader, but I can take their firewood. That's funny. Well, that's getting marked as another trader. We'll just go ahead and mark that with that icon. That looks like I'm walking into a dust storm now. I hit the pines and found more copper. Up to 41 bits. Each bit is worth 5 units. Tool needs 100 units, and an anvil needs 900. So we're not too bad. We've got 2 tools worth. So I could make a prospecting pick and pickaxe at this point. Once I've got more black granite. Once I've got more options. Ooh. That would have been a very bad thing to do. Fall in that hole. This looks like red maple. It is. It's crimson maple. Okay. Keep hearing water rustling. Well, rustling, splashing. Keep hearing it splashing against the. There's bears around with blueberries. Keep hearing it splash, and I'm just like, ooh. Ooh, turnips. This will improve my variety in my diet by a good healthy amount. Yeah, because I'm hoping once I find clay in an area, turn. Once I need more of it after I pick some. Currants, by the way, can do that, which you can see. They can be stacked one on top of the other, which is what makes them much nicer than like cranberries. That's flax. That's almost all of my grains there. So I don't actually need to find rice. Unfortunately, that's going to have to be something I have to trade for in most cases. I'm probably never going to find my way to the region that actually grows it. Native. There's more spelt. More spelt, he says, despite never having found the stuff before now. I don't need 2 firewood kicking around. There's yet another trader here, and red clay. Okay. Well, that is immediately a win. So that's red clay found. We've got a decent amount of copper, although I should probably go mine more. This trader who... What's your name? Hello, Noah. You are a clothing merchant. So, clothing. Clothing trader. We'll go with, I don't know, purple. It's striking. Yeah, I don't have anything that would necessarily cause problems. So we're just gonna go ahead and sleep for now. Oh, tamper with my order. I will be right back. I might cut this episode here and splice together the footage when I pick up for the last 20 minutes or so of this hour-long recording to be posted. Because we're already up to 36-ish minutes. I spent, 10 or so of that just yapping about another world. I'll see. See how it's tricky. A bunch of fries. Copper ingot, black twine, clothing, or an owl treasure chest. Not necessarily helpful. You must have a light around here unless it's a pretty good light block. Which it might be. Ooh, birch seeds. Cool. You, that, you. It's a stick. Wow. Plant that birch seed again. My torch is lit and will be for as long as I keep it out of the water. And I can actually go ahead and let that fire pit burn out. I'm not interested in actually cooking anything. I just needed it to start my my torch. It sounds like wolves. Sand around here. think for now, wine caps. Interesting. Yeah, so we've got maple and we've got pine around. I might seek out. So unfortunately, I don't have enough cattails to make what I want, which would be reed chests. Reed chests go incredibly far in helping you organize initially. Given that I've already slept part of the night away, it's there's the moon. I think it's going down. I don't know. More black currant. Cool. And there goes my first knife. I will go through a great many flint and early game tools. Trust you me. Actually don't hate this area. It's got low fertility soil in a lot of places, but there are some hits of medium that I've seen. There's a bunch of red clay around. There's a decent amount of woad, so if I found bees, I could actually keep them instead of just having to guess a scout. Yeah, I think I like it enough for me to start my base here. Ooh, dawn's breaking. That's level. I mean, I can put my torch away and see it a little more soon. Actually, I'm trying to scout out a decent area to start my house. I'd like somewhere relatively flat and near enough to the forest that's not a multi-day journey to get there. But frankly, all I really need is... Ooh, there's even copper here, cool. So we'll go ahead and pick up the nuggets that are here. Copper. But just double check that I got it on everything. Ooh, spelt. Yeah. So, spelt is like proto wheat for anyone who is confused. Blade. Okay. Drop that. Stick goes in crafting interface. Knife blade, knife. And these are more cattails. So I'm probably gonna start my house. I'm thinking either this will become very sketchy in the future. It's red currant, I don't really care about it. Other than the fact that it's going to cause this dirt to settle. Which, now that I think about it, I can't cause a dirt cave-in. It's nice, actually. But anyways, so there are going to be monsters pouring out of this cave in about 8 days. There's a mushroom here. Yeah, that doesn't bode well. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna want to start blocking those off early. But I think I like this little area here for my my neighbors. new house, I say, as if I've had one before. The spelt grain, you actually get, so you can see my nutrition bars, you get more health if you have varied nutrition. So just by eating a varied and distinct diet, you can actually earn yourself some more health. I will, of course, never out-heal, or more accurately, I will never have more health than a blackguard with a similar diet. Because part of their racial passive is that they just have 5 more HP than the average folk. Unfortunately, tool is incredibly quick to cut. So if I'm a little too eager with my cutting here, I will accidentally fill my inventory with tool, and I can't use tool yet. I will later. I will use it to make thatch roofing, but I can't use it now. That's it. Also, I can't quite remember how many cattails it needs. 24. Okay. So yeah, reed chests are really, really expensive early game. Because you have to fucking pick all of your cattails by hand. Especially if you have to wade through tool to find your cattails. Oh, it's so annoying. And of course, you might ask, why am I bothering to break the stalks of the cattails when all I care about are the heads? And the answer is, cattails can be replanted anywhere. They don't need to be planted in water. And so as long as I pick up the roots, I can put them down wherever I want. And I'll do the same thing with tool later, once I really get into the weeds of it. But for now, I'm just going to get into the weeds of cattails. I keep hearing noises in my right ear. They're very soft and faint, and it almost sounds like fire. It's the water. I'm hearing the water. Golly, I am paranoid. Of course, that's what setting your base up on top of a cave will do to you. So I already have 4 flax fibers. That's kind of impressive. Usually it takes longer to get your hands on some flax twine. In our case, we're getting lucky. I keep finding them already grown or almost grown, and I keep picking them, and I keep getting flax fibers out. Yeah, so where Minecraft prides itself on being easily accessible and, frankly, a more fair experience, to be honest, Vintage Story has its very niche focus on kind of a harder core survival deal. Which is, fortunately, exactly what I'm here for. I wanted... That's what Doozy was supposed to be. It was a more, hardcore survival type deal. And, unfortunately, Terra Firma didn't really get away from the fact that, Minecraft was still very accessible and very easy to get into for most folks. So I wasn't able to really get away with a lot in Terra Firma. Not to mention that my Doozy start when I recorded it had me up in the tundra, and I will say that's a nice thing about Vintage Story. They almost always spawn you in a more temperate region where you have time and space to kind of be an idiot and roam really far like I did. But yeah, I think right around here-ish is a really good spot. It's not so far from the forest that I'm gonna be hurting for it in any directions. Oh, and I'm putting it right on top of peat. Let's see. There's some. It's all pretty much low fertility around here. That's good building dirt, but not great for farming. I think that's just flowers. Yeah. So. All right. Well, let's go ahead and build a reed chest or two, and then we will go ahead and get to work. So the big one is just going to be clearing out grass. Reed chests do not do double chests like they do in Minecraft. That is a big one. So, remembering what was said about currants and about wanting to plant them early, there's some growing rod that I'll leave alone for now. Now that I have a decent stock of food. Go ahead and start piling up some firewood so that it's a little more obvious that I'm over here. I think I want my house to face east this time. So we're just going to go ahead and break up a whole bunch of this. Red, red, red. Okay. Okay. This will give us good and healthy marker off of it. Yeah. About where we live. Okay. This way I can actually see where I live, so it'll be a little easier to come home. Next one. Grains are basically worth nothing initially. I don't know. I think my wife is calling me. Yep. Exactly correct. Hello, my wife.
Hi.
Hi, baby. What are you up to?
Nothing, just grabbing a few things made for the house. I'm grabbing a little bit of milk so you can have your cereal.
Okay.
Just a small one, because a big one won't fit in the fridge.
Okay.
And then, do you need to grab, like, some sort of sealant or something? I'm kind of looking, but I don't really know what I'm looking for.
If your store sells it, it's called Gasket Maker.
I've got a lot of, like, the JB Weld stuff, which is, like, something, or, like, some of it epoxy, some of it, like, putty, but it's also epoxy.
Yeah. If
Which
you're...
I don't think is what we want, is it?
No. So JB Weld is how you, like, permanently weld stuff together
That's what I
without
thought.
getting out a welding torch.
There is the
Loctite?
Loctite clear silicone sealant.
Right, and we don't want that either, because we do actually want to be able to, like, pull it off, and Loctite is going to make it so that it's never pulling out again.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that one would work, because it is like the one for...
It's very similar, unfortunately, but it is not the one.
Okay. Can you think of anything else we might need? Well, like, maybe food-wise or anything else that you can think
No, I can't think of anything.
Because I got you Pop-Tarts and noodles last time, so you should be good for work for the week, right?
I'm good for the next 2 weeks on those.
Okay, that's what I thought. And then milk will be fine for cereal for you.
Right.
Very big on bowls.
Right.
Do we need more Raid? Because we did use the last of that.
If you want some.
I don't necessarily think we need it.
I would prefer to avoid using it so much, if we can. Because the cats do roam the neighborhood, and I don't want them getting sick on our
I know.
fault.
I was just not
Prepared for
ready to
bees?
be got by young wasps today.
I know.
I'm also gonna grab like a 24-pack of water to keep in there.
Okay. If that's the case, would you mind too terribly picking up, like, Dr. Pepper?
I'll get you one 12-pack.
That's fine.
Okay. Because I transferred over a little more money out of my savings. So last first, if I get paid, I don't know how much I can get paid, so I'm a little worried.
Well, don't be, because I should be getting paid about normal, so I can cover the base.
Yeah.
But I'm currently recording Vintage Story, because I figured that would be a fun one to record.
Yeah. Oh, side note, did you happen to my student inherit my from my mom's?
No, I completely forgot and left before I even remembered that you asked me to do that.
That's okay. Did you get any of our food from there then?
Yes, I did bring over all of our food that was on the...
On the thingy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so glad that you understand the gaps in my speech.
Yeah, with the glass, the gun cabinet.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll make it in the morning about it. I don't know. Would you be able to run there so I don't have to on my way home?
Run where?
To your mom's to get it and then come back? At some point?
Yeah?
Okay. I just don't want to have to stop one more place before I have to come home. Because I'm already going to be there at 11.
I understand. I get it.
And I have a 6:30 a.m. Start time, so...
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, I know. It's open. So, I figured I'd ask if you could do it instead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, I picked up some Ritz crackers.
Hell yeah.
Just don't eat all my Ritz crackers.
I would never. I'm not all that interested in eating princess.
Okay, and then your Dr. Pepper. Is that all you want?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I'll go grab that and we'll be all good.
Okay. Thank you, baby.
I'll just take that. Yeah, just wanted to check to see if you could think of anything else.
No, I can't think of anything. I think I'll head over to my mom's here in just a minute or two. Because I am just about done with this episode of Vintage Story.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't be too bad.
You know what? I lied. I can't get you Dr. Pepper today because we're sold out.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
I'll get you some when they bring it in the next few days.
That's okay.
So not today, but maybe, I think they come tomorrow. They were all off today because it was a holiday.
Yeah, don't stress out about it. I still have a whole bunch in the fridge. I was kind of hoping to, like, stock that and not just, like, a couple of them, you know?
Yeah, I'll get you more when it's on sale and stuff. We can rent them up. Nothing else? That's it?
Nothing else? I am a simple creature, my love. said, I am a simple creature, my love.
I know. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else we immediately.
I know.
Ooh, you know what we could get?
Mm.
Bread and butter.
Yes.
And have toast.
We can have toast.
I'm getting bread and butter. Considering your mom has gone through all of our butter, and the ones at her house are her butter, not my butter. So. We do need to get that griddle from her house too, so we can cook things for now.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. I don't think I'm going to try and dig that out tonight. I feel like that might be kind of a lot of noise to be making very late at night.
No,
But
it is. I'm not saying do it tonight.
I'm just kind of covering my ass here. But you are absolutely correct. So many like plants growing around here. Okay. Yeah. I've got a whole bunch of pine here. So I can at least get started on some of the bare bones necessities.
But if we did, that's what I thought. Can't remember. Yeah. Okay. It's a free reason. You probably found out. Yeah, that's good.
Drop these carrot seeds on.
Yeah, that's what
Now I need to go dig up a whole bunch. Play. Alright, baby. I love you. Bye. Well, y'all heard her. I'll be skedaddling here briefly after this recording is done to go pick up her lovely hairbrush from my mom's because we just moved. But not before I go digging for clay. You have to deal with me a little longer. So we're going to go ahead and source a whole bunch of clay. We'll be all good to skedaddle in that episode. Unfortunately, a rather important part of Vintage Story is finding clay and doing clay forms, at least very early. Then we need so much dried grass to even come close to the amount that I'm going to have to do some pit kilns for. Ooh, there's a loop branch in these here. Anyways, let's go ahead and make me a new knife head. And we'll go ahead and craft that with a stick. Knife. Also, the height of the grass doesn't actually change how much dried grass is produced. It's quite interesting. I kind of hoped that letting it grow a little longer you can get more, but no. You get what you get. We'll stop somewhere around 2 stacks for now. Because unfortunately I can't use much more than that. So this will be the last block I break then. But that's okay. These look like blacks. They are. Even better. That's cool. Alright, well, I I need to begin pretty early on deciding where exactly I want all my pit kilns to be. I don't want to have them near anything too flammable. So I need pit kilns, and I need a charcoal melting pit. Melting pit? Cooking pit. I need to be able to make charcoal, basically. That's what I'm gonna get. So, go ahead and dig a pit kiln here. And let's see, we'll start with a pickaxe mold. And a prospecting pick. Let's go ahead and knock out the wrong particles once we're done. Okay. One of two. This one will make 2 of 2. Go ahead and just pick up and put these down in their respective pit kilns for now. I also am going to need a crucible. And we'll just go ahead and make 4 of them because apparently I misclicked. Soon after this, but that's fine. That's what I thought. Okay. Okay, anyways. Yes, I'm gonna want a bunch of crocs, but that's for later. Hammer mold. utensils at this point. Although they are quite clay intensive. So let's get, I think, 12 slots of storage, and they cause foods to decay slower. Next big one. Which I'm probably going to run out of clay for. This is the anvil mold. go ahead and pull this here for now. And the next recording we'll pick up. We're gonna go hunt down some sticks. We'll fire these pit kilns. We'll get ourselves started on our journey. And then I will also do that great big charcoal furnace type deal. Anyways, see you in the next one. Peace.